So we are discussing about Django, right? So yesterday I've seen that there was some issue with Python, so that's why it was throwing error. Let me show you that error also today. Before that, where is a folder? Yeah, let's start with this. So yesterday, why we were facing issue is like just see this one where Python just like means it will show you where are the Python is installed. It's in the these are our actual Python ones. So yesterday there was one more Python extension file. This one as well as the Anaconda file was there. That was some data science related one. So that's why it was throwing error. So I just deleted, make changes, everything yesterday. It was almost took 2 hours to me to debug everything. So why I getting error? So now it's fine. Now let's see our project. Okay, I'm just going to create one more folder. Projects. Okay, you don't need to create, or let it be. So from here, I'll just going to use sorry guys. Python. We're just going to what virtual environment and okay. Sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. I guess. Okay, it's sharing. Fine. Recording. Okay, fine. Everything is fine now. SLP virtual environment. So just creating the environment. Now let's see. Okay, that's fine. Let's see about this one. Okay, we'll just see how to create the project and let's see. And before that, let's discuss about this file hierarchy. Once if you create this project in Django, we will have some files will be there. It will be created once you start creating the project. And let's see, we'll discuss about each file and what is the use of that. And we'll just create one different files. And today I'm going to show you, I'm just going to create a small HTML file and I will just render that. That means I can use that into our normal file. Oh, it is created. Okay, fine. Now just to activate that. Virtual means people list. Okay, now PHP install Django. So yesterday we are just trying to create the virtual environment that was creating to the Anaconda ones, Anaconda Python. So that's why it was throwing error for us. Installing, everything is done. So any doubts in that assignment? You have any doubts in that question? Like apart from that which you asked, right? Apart from that, you have any questions or doubts? Okay, that's fine. Now it is installed successfully. Just close. If you just use pip list, it will list out all the packages you installed in this virtual environment. It will show up that. So now earlier it was only some setup tools and pip was there. Right now when I just download the like installed Django, these are the default like dependencies which are installing. Now let's try to create Django. Sorry. And start project. So let's take about employee data. Let's take like this info. Okay, now we have created the project that is sorry, not Terraform. Oh, sorry guys, again I just created this one. Okay, let me keep it because this one is virtual environment. This is the project. Okay, fine. You just do this one here, guys. In this folder, you just run the same script, same command in this folder. I just did this one. Okay, now see this one. So once I created any project, we can see just it will create the folder name, the project name, this one. This is the main project. So Here it is a managed file. Let's see what are these complete files and what are the uses of this one. So here you can see project folder hierarchy. This is a main like managed file. It is like a command line utility to interact with the Django projects. Suppose if you make any changes in this managed .py file, it won't run the our Django project at all. Don't touch your this managed file. So this one is just like a to run the Python server. So this manage file is just like to run the Python server. So you can run the server by using this command. So you can use this manage.py file. We can just run this Django project at Python servers. Now we have one more in this folder. Now just go in this folder. Now see, this one is just like a normal empty file. It is now this complete folder is a package because of this empty file, this underscore file. It is not like to explain again. Now see what is the next one. It is settings. See settings.py file. Why we mean sometimes you might want to give us some database details or like security or like some templates, the HTML templates, right? And that folder details completely will give in this settings.py file. And the next urls.py file means this manages the URLs routing of your project. Suppose let's go to any website. See this one only. This Google Meet. This is the main domain for them, and you can see different URL, right? This one, right? Or else just go to here. See this calendar. Here you can see one URL and this one URL, right? These type of URLs we can keep in this views.py file. In this one, in this urls.py, that is the views we can call it. And we have one more ASGI and WSGA. Yeah. First discuss about the WSGA. Earlier days and traditionally, like in previous almost like 10 to 15 years back, they were deploying normally any websites using this WS. That means web server gateway interface. That means it might have very less like suppose your application works only on data things. That means only employee information. But suppose if you take any e-commerce website, Flipkart or Amazon, right? That time you don't need to use this one, this WSI.py server file. Why? Because it won't support some web sockets or like cookies and all. Sometimes we'll get some, if you do any, that's one, right? Any website, you can accept some cookies, right? So those won't support in this .py file, this ws this file. Sorry, in this file except. Now come here, this one, ASGA. Now this is a asynchronous server gateway interface file. So what it means, now if you have any website like e-commerce website, any Flipkart or Amazon, now this file will support you. And it will support WebSockets, cookies, everything. We'll discuss that later. For now, just introduction about these files. So now we got some idea, right? Like what are these different files we have? Now let's open the same file over here. I'm just going to open folder. Sorry. Open new window. Okay, from here, open folder. Checks. Now we just selected. Yeah, now you can see within folder. Yeah, yes, trust other authors. Now see, you can see the same folders. Okay. Now how we can run this Python just normally? Sorry, let me close this PPT file. Now see. Now we just see how to create the project, right? Before creating our any app, we'll just run the script. Like how this we can run this one. Yesterday we were getting some error, right? Now just here, let me open this in command prompt. I don't want this one. Go back, activate the virtual environment, cd slp, cd scripts, activate .bat. Okay, it's done. /cd .bat. Okay, now come cls. Now cd employee. Okay, now in this folder, now just run the same command, python manage.py and run server. See, there was something is created here. This file, it's a PyCache. This one is just like a backup file. This one we'll discuss later. And there is one more file. This is DB, that is database. So this Django comes with by default SQ3 Lite. So we don't need to use that one because we are just using the MySQL, right? For now. So this, how it is created means just go to here, settings. Come at the bottom here, you can see some database. somewhere it should be here. See, database. So it is a by default. This one we can create, we can change that into our MySQL. We'll do see that later. So this is how we can create. So whenever I just simply run first time that this command, this db SQLite this file will be created and PyCache also will be created. We'll discuss this later. So this is now see, when I run the script, it was stopping here till yesterday here, right? With giving. Now this one will be applied. See, it will be applied all the migrations, everything. Now you can see here, starting development server at in this IP. Now just take this IP, copy that. Now just go to your web browser, just paste this one. See, Django, the installed worked successfully. Congratulations. Now Django is installed successfully. Now from now onwards, we'll just create any apps and everything. Now, if we want to stop this server, we can use Control C. Now it has stopped. Now if I just run the same script, the server, this one, it will throw error. See, because the server is not up and running. So every time the server should be always up and running if you want to access your website. Sir, sometimes, sir, if I close my laptop and means like it will be already closed, right? That means what we can is we can deploy this complete code into Amazon Cloud Services. We'll do that later. For now, there we will just run this command every time. It will always, your application will be up and running. Now let's see. We just seen that how the Python Django project is starting up and running right now. We'll just create a small app for that. So just run the below command to create a new app. Okay, let's see. Come to your Visual Studio, CLS. Just increase the size of that. Now just type Python manage. So there is two ways other guys to just create and start app. So either we can use Django admin start app, and you can just give app name. So instead of this one, just give always this Python. This is just like advanced one. It won't remove any extra files also. It will be it will stay with the same files with the start app. Now just give start app, and now you can give that employee info. Now this is my employee info information. Now just click on employee info. Now the app will be created. See, now the app is created here. Why? Because in our application, we might have different tabs will be there, right? Each tab is like a one app. We're just calling it. See here. Now you guys remember like this admin is related to complete admin related information. We'll just keep aside these apps. Our complete information, these apps, if we have complete information about in this file, apps.py. See, this Django, this one is later. Now see, what is our app name? Employee info. We can see that. Now models. See, now if we want to create any database, like what is the employee info, right? So employee info will have employee name, what is the department, and it's like is employee ID, this email ID, everything, right? That complete information we'll keep it in this model file, in this one, in this model.py. So models means it is just like to connecting to the database. You guys remember yesterday's this one. So in this view, this is the URLs, guys. Just view is the this one views. So here we will just declare the URLs, how we can create, and these models, this one, see, these models, we can connect to the database details we can give here. And this template, these are the HTML files. We'll just give that how we can create, see. Yeah, now we have just created a small app, right? Okay, now let's see. Now we have to configure. Now, if you created any apps, now we have to configure these apps into your project folder. Now, what is our project folder here? This one, right? This is the main project folder, right? Here in this settings file, in this settings files, you need to configure your apps. Suppose you might have different for like tabs or like different apps will be there. We have to give all those names in this installed apps. This is in settings. See here, settings.py. You come down here. Here in the installed apps, you can just specify the name. So now this is the list, right? So we have to give the list name. So what is the app name here? Employee info. Just simply assign like this. Now it is configured successfully. Now I want to write one small program to just say hello message on the website. It will show. So for that, how I can do that means here we need to import one HTTP command, guys. Not command, it is a module. We need to import from the Django. From Django.http. So this is the module we're just importing. Why? Because we need to display some message on the website, right? We have to use this HTTP from import HTTP response. So this one. So we have to import this HTTP response class. Now see. So in views, we can create two types of views. Yesterday we discussed like function based, we can create, class based, we can create. So now for now, we'll discuss about function based only. Now you guys remember, right? How we can create normal function. This is general info. I'm just going to create one function. So instead of giving like this, here we need to pass one variable. That is variable is called request. So what is this request means? I'll tell you that one sec. So here we need to return. For till now we have seen that function we can create without return, right? But when you're dealing with the views in the Django, we have to specify always return keyword. Return, and what it will return means it will return this HTTP response. Now this is just like class, right? So here inside this class, we can pass any HTML script. That means paragraph hello team. Tags and all we'll discuss about in HTML class only. For now, just see. Now we just created one small view. That means one small URL we just created, but we need to configure this view in our URLs file also in our project. In this project folder, right? This one. This is app file and this is project file. So in settings, we have given the app name. That's fine. And we in URLs also, we have to give that URL also. Let's see. Users URLs. Okay, see this one. Here you can see that just normal that docs we can see right here instead of docs, I can just give this function name. What is that? This function name I can give. How means let's see. Here go to URLs. Here first we need to import the function name. What is the function name you just created, right? We need to import that from where? From this folder, that is the employee info folder. From employee info. See, you're just getting and import. What is the module name? Views, because we have just created a function in the views, right? Import views. Now come here. See this one. See this the URL patterns. This URL pattern equals to path of. Now see here after path this one we need to specify URLs according to your function, like how you want to give. That function is like just like small hello team, just like greetings, right? Same way I'll just give path of. Path of means it is just like this one is a path, right? We can use URL and path we can call it. So that's why we're just giving path. So this path where it is coming from Django.urls. So this one is completely URL, but this one is just like small path. After see after main domain, you can see this one. This is the one path. This one you call it as path. Now from this path you need to specify that URL, what type of URL you want. So I'll give greetings. Greetings slash. Now, sir, how this path will assign to your just normal this one. This one, how it will assign means internally the Django will take care of that. You don't need to worry about that. So Django will take care of that one. Here after path, just we have to give two values, guys, to this function. This path function will take two values. One is URL and well as the function name. What is the function name? We just imported this views, right? Views from this module views dot and what is the function name? General info, like this. Yeah, now just saved it. Now we have done two things. One is we just configured, that is the app name in settings, that is we just given here, and we just created the URL, that is greetings of. Now just run the script again. So Python manage.py run server. Yeah, it is running successfully. And now just copy the IP. Okay, it's already there. Fine. Okay, something is messed up. Okay, now we have different paths is there. See, earlier it was just giving only one. Now, when I just see, you can see you can't use your main domain because in main domain we don't have any path here. See, in our path here you can see here path, right? We have only paths is there, but we don't have main domain. We don't have any information for this complete URLs. That's why after slash we can just give greetings. You're getting right the information what we're just trying to give in the function. For now, I'll just close everything. Admin.py models also. Settings also I'll just close because it already configured. Okay, now see, I just given one function name and one request. How it will pass me? See, here I'm going to write two print functions. Print response dot. Okay, let it be. Print just response. We'll just sorry, not response. Request. Sorry. Variable, right? Okay. Request dot. Okay, let it be. We'll just try to give that. So whenever I just made some changes and if we just clicked on save, it is running automatically. This is the advantage with the Django. So you don't need to run the same script again until if you just clicked on Control C, that is like breaking your server. Sorry. Now you can see that information somewhere else. See settings, employee info dot settings we're getting in the request. Now let's see and okay. Okay, let it be, guys. Now you see this one, this file, test file. So what is the use of this one? This means now this function returning some information in URL, right? Now we can test this function in this test.py file. So I'm just going to declare this one. How means from Django dot, what is that response? One sec, guys, something is messed up. Not HTTP URLs are utils test. Yeah, test import client. Now I'm just going to create client object. Client of now int object. Sorry, int. Need to create one more sample object. I'll tell you guys one sec. So how the flow is going? Just telling that. So object dot get off. So how we are given the URL path here? Greetings, right? So here you need to use the get. So one more thing, guys. So before that, every URL have, that means every website have 4 types of methods will be there. That is get, post, put, and delete. That means either we can make some changes. That means if you use post method, that means we are just creating. Post method is always just to create anything in your website. And get means just get the data from the database or like from the website. These are the website. Okay, let me show you that. See, here HTTP methods are like only we most of the times we use only 4 things, guys. That is get, post, put, and delete. Forget about head tracing, connect and all. For now, we just get this. Most common method is just used to request data from the resource without modifying. That means just getting the data from the database or is the website. We can use this get method. And post method is used to submit data to the resource for processing. That means we can save the data in the database using this post method. We'll just see that later. For now, just see the information. And put is used to update the existing data. Suppose in our name in the database, if you want to change the name, we can use this put method. Suppose, example, in other cards, right? Sometimes your other might card was created, and if you want to make some changes, that time in backend database, like in the like in backend, they will use this put method to change the name. So whenever you make some changes in your other card, this method will be called this put method. And this put method just to replace or like update any information. And we have one more last method, that is delete. Now, if you want to delete any information from the database, we can use these delete methods. So just about normal just methods, we'll discuss that later, even we're discussing about models. Now see this one, this get method, how I'm using this test. What is the use of test.py file? So this one means earlier in this URL, we're just giving greetings slash, but in test file, we're just giving root and this one. So in this root means root equals to our complete domain, this name. So in this root, this one, this slash, single slash, this complete IP address will be saved. That's why I'm just giving root and greetings of. Print sample object dot context. I'm just going to break this, and Python, we are in info, right? We'll just run the server again. Maybe it might print. Somewhere it is not printing. Okay, fine. Let's close this. cd employee info. Okay, now Python. What is the file name? Test. Okay, something is messed up with this. Okay, let it be. Wait, this is how you can use this test.py. We can test the function which you have created in the views. Somehow it is not giving issue. Okay, let it be. Anyways, if you're getting new issue means you can going to learn new thing. Even for me also. Okay, fine. So now this is how you can render any HTML templates using HTTP response. Now, when you use this HTTP response, we can just print only small type of HTML pages. But if you have multiple pages, or like if you want to print the complete HTML pages, means we can use this render. How means before that, we have to learn one more concept that is called Jinja syntax. In Django, we have to use this called Jinja syntax. If you learn this one, then only we can work the HTMLs in the Django. Before that, let me create one more folder, guys, here in this one. So templates, I'm just going to create one templates folder. In this template folder, I'm just going to create my HTML templates. So here, I'm just going to write one file. What is that? First HTML.html file. And so here, I'm just going to create one HTML file. So in this one, just give, sometimes it might come. Okay, this one is not there. Okay, fine. Now HTML. And sometimes maybe it depends on the extension, I guess. Okay, let's try. So I'm just going to create. Because of this one only, I thought like first we'll discuss with the front-end technologies, but okay. But Django is a little bit difficult, so that's why I'm just telling first Django, then you can practice along with the other technologies. So here I'm just going to write title, or else like employee name, data. Okay, now this is title. Now in the body, we're going to write body. We're just creating one static files, guys. Static HTML. That means we are just directly giving the data. So now this is one complete HTML file, right? Now, how I can render this HTML file directly in your views? Till now, here you can see just directly only one information, right? Now, I need to render this complete HTML file. How I can do that means, let's see. Just create one more function, def HTML function. So I'm just giving like this, and here we need to pass the request, because once if you just hit the any website, that is the request, right? It is going to request to the server. That is called every information will be stored in this record. That's why when you're creating any function, we have to give one default value, that is a request, not value, sorry, parameter. And here you can need return and render off. So by default, sorry, render, see this render method, it will just give the complete HTML how it looks. So suppose I have this one, right? Now just copy complete path, paste that. It is printed like this, right? Because I'm just simply running directly HTML. But through Python, how we can do that means we can use render off. Let's see. Go to the views here, render off. See, this is the one function. Render is a function. It will accept 2 to 3 parameters. Here you need to pass 2 to 3 parameters. One is here. What is that? Okay, folder name. Here, what is the folder? Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm little confusion over here. Render. Sorry. Okay, request. Okay, fine. So here it will pass first the request. In render function, it will accept 2 to 3 parameters sometimes. Here we're going to pass only 2 now. One is request and one is the HTML file. What is the HTML file? So what is the HTML file here? This one. Where is that one, guys? This one. See, under templates, under my HTML template, and this one, right? Now here, before that, we have to do one more configuration. That is, go to your project settings file. This one, settings file. Come down here. Here you can see templates. Guys, remember, see templates, right? Here under directories, here you can specify what is the templates folder. Here, what is the template folder? Templates. That one you can give in quotation here. Templates of. So here by default, the directory name will be templates of. So here, just give this templates name in the directories. Now go back to your views. Here we need to pass the HTML file now. So what is our path file? So what is that? This one, my HTML slash and the first HTML.html. These are my file name I need to give. So that my HTML, what is that? Okay, slash and first HTML.html. So we need to give the complete file name like this. So by default, how it will take means, see, in the settings, we are given the directory, right? From this directory, the Django will take in this, it will go here in this template and it will fetch this one. In this folder, it will fetch this HTML and it will render that. That means it will display to the user in the browser. Now just save that and just save this one. So here, generally, render will take one more value here that is called data. For now, we're not passing any data. Why? Because this HTML is a static one, because here passing all given hard-coded values, and that is title also we're given, and this value also we're just giving, right? Now just run your server. Something is messed up. Manage.py source file. Okay, here it is there. Okay, sorry guys. To go in my project. Okay. Now just run script again. Okay, now script is up and running. Copy. Okay. I didn't give the URL, guys. I simply created one function only, but I haven't created any URLs for this HTML, right? So for this function, if I just run this URL, it will give this information. But what about this HTML? I need to create one more URL, right? Using this function name. Okay, now see here from views. Okay, let me take one more, that is path. Okay, give me some HTML page. We just give like this, comma, from views dot, what is that function name? My HTML, this one. Okay, now just save it. Now, okay, script is up and running. So now script server is up and running. Now just go here. If you just click on that is greetings, okay, fine. Now what is my path name? What is that? Yeah, HTML page. Okay, we are getting right this one. The same output from this one. See this one. See the both ones. But this one is just directly coming from the our desktop only. But see this one. It is coming IP address. That is a local address. Okay, fine now. But it is coming from the Django. This is how we can render any HTML files. Now this is just normal static files. Sometimes if I want to give this same SLP institute, that means instead of here, username, any username just like Virat Kohli. Just you have seen that, right? Crick bus. In the Crick bus, we can see that the different players' names. We can see that players score in like player names, right? Different player names we can see, right? So how we are getting this one means they here in the HTML place, they won't give directly like this. They will fetch the data from the database. And here they will use the Jinja syntax. So how we can write the any syntax for in the HTML page means we can use double curly braces. So you can write Jinja syntax in the double curly braces. This is most important. And one more thing, this one we call it Jinja syntax as well as the Django template language. Now I'm going to write. So before that, let me show you Django template language. See, for any variable, we can directly give like this double like flower braces. If we want to define any variable name, we can just simply use this double flower braces. And if you want to write any for loops, we can use this one. See, this one. We'll discuss that later. For now, we'll just give only one variable value, that is Virat Kohli, in this double braces. Now here, what is my player name? I'm just giving like this. Why? Because every time if I want to make some other player name is here, just simply give player name. But while running the script from the database, that connection will do that later. Here, we can pass that one. Here, the data I told you, right? The data here. Here, context. This is the variable name. Variable equals to data. We can pass like this, or else directly pass dictionary. No, dictionary value we have to pass. So here the context, this variable always takes dictionary values only. Just remember, you can't give, sir, I will give a list means it will throw error. So always the context variable, it will accept only dictionaries. So now here you can specify the key name here. So what is the key name here? We're just giving player name. So what is the key name in our dictionary? We have to specify that name here. In the HTML, what you are given the name, right? The same name here. And Virat Kohli. Oh, let's see. Now script is up and running. Okay, fine. Instead of this one. So, okay, let it be. I forgot to. Suppose we just copy path. First, we'll just run the normal script. It is just giving like the same, right? Just normal HTML. Now, if I just run the same HTML page through Django, see this one. See, why this one is the difference? See, this normal HTML page giving like this, and through Django, it is giving Virat Kohli. How means this render will help you to display the HTML page. What is how you are giving here HTML page, right? It is giving that. And one more thing, what is the Jinja syntax? That means how you're declaring one variable. Normal Python, how you'll declare normal variable like this, right? print like this, right? The same way, instead of in HTML, we have to follow that Django template language. That means to declare any variable, we have to use double curly braces. Sorry. Suppose if I change here, instead of Virat Kohli, Rohit. Now we just run the script. It's changing it dynamically. So this is called dynamically if you want to change the data, but we are giving the data by hard-coded values here only. But sometimes if you want to pass values from the database, we can make some changes in the like connections to the database, then fetch the data. We'll do that later. So this is how you can render any HTML page using this one. So any questions or any doubts or confusions? Is it clear? Okay. I think today it's about more than that because my throat is getting so much of pain today. So we'll just close the call for today and just practice the same thing which we discussed till now. Because I thought like we to explain much more, but my throat is not helping me. Sorry. Okay, fine. Anyways, just practice the same things today and try to install the same Django and virtual missions and just practice the same thing what we have done. And tomorrow onwards, we'll see how to create a models and how to connect to the database and these things. Okay, if you don't have any questions, then we'll wrap up this call for today and we'll catch up tomorrow. Yeah, bye, Tejaswini, and bye, guys.